Matt Walsh wants all gay people dead. Oh, that's an outlandish statement compared to the thousands of ridiculous things that have come out of his mouth. If it was anybody else trying to play on someone's emotion, on their fear, on their anger, spreading misinformation the way that he does, cherry-picking facts that are convenient to his argument rather than looking at the overall picture. Nobody would conduct themselves the way that Matt Walsh does unless he wanted all gay people dead. And for my fellow conservatives in the LGBTQIA community, for some of you, blow it out your fucking ass. Matt Walsh makes great points now and then. Fuck you. For every person that saw this story of that poor woman in California that lost her life just because she had a flag out front, just because she was an easy, convenient target, someone that somebody could get their hands on. He didn't attack a man. He didn't attack a man that was his same age, same height, same stature. He attacked a woman. And Matt Walsh sits here like the blood isn't on his hands. He might as well have loaded the gun himself. And we say, oh, well, people kill people. Guns don't kill people. It's still the preferred weapon of choice. I'm not going to sit here and say ban all guns because I own firearms. But no matter how angry I have been, no matter how wrong I've been done by people, I've never pulled out that gun. To win an argument, to threaten anybody is not a toy. But that is how a lot of conservatives, especially young men, because Matt Walsh knows exactly who he is selling himself to. If he wants to sit back in line and say, oh, well, he doesn't, fuck that. He knows the exact type of young men that are watching him. And to those young men, if you're watching this, I want you to understand that he is leading you astray. Some of you have already been emotionally crippled by this man, and you may never seriously, review what he said. Some of you have never worked a real job. You've never been in a professional environment where you're not allowed to say those things. And on a liability end, you don't say those things because it holds you liable. The things that come out of Matt Walsh's mouth about LGBTQIA people sounds like threats. Like he is motivating people to attack a community. So for everyone who claims that they are disheartened by this poor woman that lost her life in California, you remember her the next time you decide not to vote. You remember her the next time you don't want to take any action because, oh well, what can I do? You can vote. We need a world and we need elected officials that are going to hold people like Matt Walsh accountable as they should be. And I want to see that court case of the family of this poor woman actually go after Matt Walsh. I would love to see it. To embarrass and throw back in his face every single example where he has hated. He has never shown respect for the community. He has never shown, oh, well, deep down, I really respect these people. He's never said that. He doesn't respect us. He doesn't care about us. And both of those things aren't convenient to his agenda or his overall message. His message, for those of you who weren't listening, is he wants us dead. And some of you sit back and act like, oh, well, this is some shock. Really? The way that he portrays us is in a light that it would be better off if we didn't exist. Well, if these people didn't exist, just like he did with that trans woman and her child. The way that you presented her, the way that you mock her, and the caption that you gave says to me, you're saying it would be better if she was out of the picture and her child. And no matter what argument is presented back to me, there is a woman dead simply because she had a flag sitting in front of her store that was several colors in unison. What if somebody just likes the rainbow flag and isn't gay? We're going to live in a world where people have to be afraid of the rainbow. Two colors, more than three colors, cannot exist at the same time, or else some of you are brought to anger to the point of violence. And you're going to call the LGBTQIA community, you're going to call Democrats, you're going to call progressives stupid. You're going to call us stupid when you are motivated to violence just by seeing several colors right next to each other. On the final argument, we need people like Matt Walsh. We need opposing arguments. I agree. As someone who challenges themselves, I challenge every thought. I challenge my own arguments. I challenge myself before I even started recording this. Should I even record this at all? Yes, I do need to. We do not need people like Matt Walsh. We have a world full of them. A world full of them that are still stringing black people up from trees. They're still hitting their wives. They'll talk about, oh, groomer this, groomer that, but there they are at home after a long day at work, taking their anger and frustration out on their family. There's a statistic for everyone. Every asshole that I've heard repeating the same bullshit that comes out of Matt Walsh's mouth and the whole groomer argument that all LGBTQ people are groomers. All these men, and the ones that I know personally, I cannot say, you can't say about these men that they've never been abusive. They'll talk about people preying on children, but they have no problem being abusive towards their significant others. And unfortunately, a lot of them, no matter how much they've changed, oh, well, I've grown as a man. Well, still at one point you were still abusive towards your wife. And being abusive is not just verbal or physical, it's putting your partner in a bad position. Maybe trying to get them to lie for you to the police. Getting off point here, Matt Walsh wants all gay people dead, and he wants us dead because he probably doesn't understand us. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, maybe he's just in the closet. He possibly is, and that's why the hate that he spews at us is actually a projection of his own inner rotting. Well, Mr. Walsh, please feel free to rot without putting other people in danger. If you care. Doubt you care.